Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a preview of a few tanks that have been leaked from World of Tanks Blitz that are going to hopefully come in the next few coming months and other things like that. So, there's quite a few tanks right now. Wargaming is announcing a lot of well, they're not announcing. I don't know if they're announcing these. We have pictures of them. There's a lot of tanks that they're working on right now. Even ones I'm not going over right now. There's the Kanonen Jack, the Object 260. There's another like a T62A type tank. There's a lot, and 50 TP. There might be even more. I can't remember. There's so many right now. But the newest ones is what we're focusing on today. And this first one right here, the Somua SM. I can't remember how to pronounce this at all, so sorry about that. I probably just absolutely butchered that name. But this tank is basically an AMX 5100 on steroids. It is a heavy tank at tier 8. I'm guessing it has a 3-shell autoloader with 310 alpha, so very similar gun probably to the 5120. But the tank itself is much better. The armor on this tank, it actually does have some armor. The frontal plate is not bad at all. It has 10 degrees of gun depression, if I'm not mistaken. It's a lot of gun depression either way. And when you use that gun depression, your upper hull is an auto bounce, basically. The balancing factor of this tank is bottom plate is very weak, like really weak. And your turret as well is very weak. And of course, it's a French tank, so, you know, you can get HE'd and stuff from the sides and rear because that's how French tanks are. So overall, it is basically a AMX 5100, just better and in pretty much every way. I don't know the speed or anything like that, or the accuracy or whatever. I'm guessing it's a little better though, because power creep. You know, they're basically power creeping the AMX 5100 with this tank. But moving on to the next tank here, we have the AE Phase 1. This tank, you don't really get a good picture of this tank here. I should have probably pulled up a picture from World of Tanks PC. I'll try to elaborate for you though. So this turret is extremely long. Like, I don't know if you can tell looking back there, it's very long. It goes all the way back almost to the end of the tank. And the turret looks really weird in this, but it looks more normal whenever you get a different angle on it. So this is a tier 9 American tank. Has 400 alpha. I'm guessing pretty good accuracy. The turret very strong, as you can see. Very good angles on there. I'm guessing, you know, upper plate very strong, as that you can see extreme angle right there. Lower plate very weak, probably you can see there's pretty much no angle on that. Sides are probably weak, just like most tanks. And of course, the biggest thing you guys noticed when you saw this, 4 tracks on this tank. There's 4 tracks on it. Before you go, oh, new mechanism, something like that. No, there's nothing new about it. It's just purely aesthetic. But it's very cool anyway. I think it makes this tank very unique, and I'm definitely wanting to get my hands on this tank. So this tank is a hold down beast. It's basically an M103 on steroids, power creeping the M103. Very good hold down tank. I'm pretty sure it has a good amount of gun depression, and it's probably rather mobile for a heavy tank as well. I took 2 pictures of that on accident. The next one up we have is the Turtle Mark 1. This is literally called the Turtle. I find that very funny. This is basically a tier 8 badger tortoise mixture. It looks very weird, as you can see in this angle, but I mean the tortoise looks really weird. So, you know, it's kind of like a tortoise badger mixture. So this tank is basically a badger at tier 8. Gun has probably going to be 310 alpha, probably over 3000 DPM, very high DPM tank. Probably going to be pretty accurate. I think it has around a 30 kilometer an hour top speed, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, the frontal armor is absolutely amazing on this thing, just like the Badger. And if you notice, there's no hatch on this tank, unlike the Tortoise. So that just gets rid of that huge cancer on top of the Tortoise and makes this tank much better. You're going to have very well armor on the front, rather mobile, and 10 degrees of gun depression. So this thing is going to be impenetrable. You get in a hold down area in this thing with that massive DPM, you are absolutely going to dominate the battlefield. Alright, so moving on to the next one, and this one is probably the most interesting one in all of these tanks. This is the LT-432. LT stands for light. It is a Russian or Soviet, it's called Soviet. It's a Soviet light tank. So this is big news. It probably means we're going to be getting Soviet light tanks. I've been thinking this for a while. They first added in, of course, the Bat Chat. Then they added in the Sheridan, then the Vickers Light. It makes sense that next would be a Russian light tank, so probably coming maybe this fall, Russian light tanks, that could be a thing. I don't know, because there's nothing announced for like a tech tree after the Czechoslovakian tanks, which are literally coming in like 2 weeks. So yeah, something needs to be coming. I'm guessing Soviet light tanks. And this is a very funny tank. It is extremely squished down. I mean, just, it's tiny. It's literally a pancake. This tank is very small. It's a tier 8, as you can see. I don't know if it's going to be part of the tech tree. Probably, this will probably be a premium that goes with the other tanks, maybe whenever they come out in the same update or something. Very small tank, very mobile. I don't really know much about this tank. I'm guessing maybe it's twole on the front plate a little, just because of the way it looks, you know. It kind of looks extremely steep. Very small tank. I'm guessing fast. Probably a maybe a 280 alpha gun. I'm feeling a 280 alpha gun on this thing with rather good accuracy, maybe. Don't know much about it, but the biggest thing about it is probably going to be having Russian light tanks coming into the game. Or, sorry, Soviet light tanks. I need to stop saying Russian. It's Soviet. Soviet light tanks coming into the game, which would be epic. So, very looking forward to that one. Also took 2 pictures of that. Alright, next up, the Škoda T27. Now, this is going to be a Czechoslovakian Tier 8 Premium. We do have, like I said, Czechoslovakian tanks are coming out in the next couple weeks. Next update, which is, I think, February 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. It might be another date, but it's this month, towards the end of this month. And, yeah. This is a Tier 8 Premium that's going to be coming out with them. Don't know much about this tank. I'm guessing weak sides, as you can see. I'm guessing maybe a twole turret, just by the way it looks, and as well a pretty weak, probably, frontal plate. But I'm pretty sure this thing has 3 shells in PC, or maybe 4 shells in PC. I can't remember. So it'll probably have 3 shells. Maybe a 225 alpha gun. It might be a 260, 240. I don't know, somewhere in that range. But it's going to be a quick burst tank. You're going to want to go around to your enemies, the sides, burst them with that damage, go and hide, similar to the TVP. So I am looking forward to this tank as well, because I just like tanks like that. I don't know if I'll get it. We'll have to see everything about it whenever it comes out, but still looking forward to it. Alright, and then just a couple quick things right here that are interesting. This is going to be, I can't remember the name of this. Let me look at the, this is the Magnus. This is going to be the March Battle Pass, which again, another Battle Pass this month, which I am, you guys, I've said this in videos before, I hate the battle passes every month. I want them every 3 months, at least every other month. It was just so much better that way, because every month they're really annoying. I don't really like the battle passes that much. Sure, some free stuff, but I don't really need any of that stuff, you know, and every month it gets a little repetitive and old. This is going to be an M6 copycat, basically more power creep. Gonna basically just have a better turret, probably, it looks like, with some spaced armor, probably a little bit of a better gun and mobility, and, you know, it'll just be an M6 on steroids. But the more interesting thing here is this is like a event for noobs. Oh wait, one more thing before this. There's gonna be a Lotz Sherman event, very similar to the E75 tier TS. You're gonna get those mastery badges, and you need to get 215 fragments for the Lotz Shermans to get it for free, so that will be extremely easy. Everyone will probably be able to get the Lotz Sherman for free, just like we did that E75 TS event, which will be epic. But moving on from that real quick, we do have an event for, this is an interesting one. It's kind of like an event for newbies. It kind of teaches them how to grind events. I mean, it's very small. You get a tier 4, the T6E1, and it kind of teaches them how to grind events is basically what it is, and it's going to be in March or so. So hopefully it'll be every month. This will just be a thing whenever you join the game, because that would teach noobs how to grind events, and that way in events we don't have noobs doing just stupid stuff, and maybe it will overall improve the gameplay. Tell me in the comments below what tank you're looking forward to the most and are hyped the most for. Alright, so thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.